What is up, guys? This is Roundhouse Ape here with another video, and today I'm here with just another UFC prediction video for UFC 299 that's coming up this Saturday. So it's gonna be Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera 2. If you guys don't know what happened in their first fight, Cheeto Vera kind of hit Sean O'Malley in like the perennial nerve in the leg with a leg kick, and then finished him with ground and pound on top. So that's kind of what happened in the first one. But people are saying O'Malley's gotten a lot better, and I think O'Malley was doing decent in the first, and I need to go back and watch the fight again, honestly, just kind of see what happened there. But that's besides the point. I'll talk about that more. I'm gonna go through the entire card, make my 299 predictions on the main card, and then I'll look through the prelim. I'll make a couple predictions there, talk about some of the fights, and just go from there. So we'll start on the prelims and work our way up to Sean O'Malley, Cheeto Vera for the last fight is the last prediction we'll make. This fight's going to be in Miami this Saturday on the 9th. I'm recording this on the 6th right now. I plan to either release it the day I'm recording it or either Thursday, so it's at least out a couple days before the fights and stuff. But let's just get down here. I'm not familiar with every single fighter on the card, but as we work up, I know some of these guys, but I don't really know much about this first one, Joanne Wood versus Maria Moros. So we'll see how that goes. And then this one, you have in the second fight of the night, you have CJ Varga versus Asu Alamabayev. So I don't know much about either of the first two fights, quite honestly. But then in the second fight, or not second, third fight, heavyweight fight, you have Robles Despinage. I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly. Versus Josh Parisian. Josh Parisian's been on the Contender Series a bit. He's kind of okay. He's not fought anybody too crazy yet. But Robles Despinage is 4-0, and he's not fought in the UFC yet. This is going to be his UFC debut. And he's 4-0, all four knockouts, all in the first round. In his last three fights, the total fight time is only about 20 or 21 seconds. So this guy, he obviously isn't too proven because he's not fought in anybody of note yet. He's not. This is his first fight in the UFC. He's an Olympic Taekwondo bronze medalist for Cuba. So it's going to be really interesting to see. He's 35 and he's either 6'7" or 6'8". So this guy is going to be like the most interesting guy to check out on the prelims for sure. See what he can do. He's going to have some crazy power and his legs are like crazy flexible with all those kicks from being a Taekwondo bronze medalist. So we'll see how that fight goes, but I'm gonna be rooting for him. We'll see how it goes though. And then this next fight, you have Michel Pereira versus Michael Alajushchek. I don't know anything about his opponent, but I know Michel Pereira is pretty exciting whenever he fights. So this should be a decent fight to look out for. Then in the last early prelim fight, you have Ian Ikutalaba versus Philip Lins. If I'm not mistaken, Ikutalaba, no, he did win his last one. I think he used to be ranked. He's not ranked right now. I may be wrong there, but he's fighting Philip Lins, who I don't know much about. I haven't watched either one of them fight much, so we'll just see how that one goes. I don't have a pick for that one. And we're getting into our prelim spots where the matchups are heating up here. You have Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. So number 13 Munoz has kind of fought in a bunch of killers throughout bantamweight. I don't know much about his opponent in Phillips. He's obviously favored, but Munoz has lost to Vera in his last fight. I know him versus Sean O'Malley was a no contest. I don't know. I guess I'll take Munoz just because he's the more seasoned vet, but we'll see how that one goes. I'm not really favoring either one of them too heavy. And then this is like the first big fight of the night. Both ranked fighters. Mateus Gamrot versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Um, this is gonna be a tough matchup for Dos Anjos. I don't see Gamrot getting the finish, quite honestly, but I see him winning by decision. He's only lost two fights. He's a beast. He was just the backup for one of the championship fights recently, I think. And Dos Anjos, this is kind of like if he wins, he gets back in the title picture. If he loses, I don't know where he's gonna go from there. Maybe he retires soon. Who knows? But I'm gonna be rooting for Dos Anjos, but I think I have Gamrot by decision in this one. And then here you have Macy Barber versus Caitlin Carbonara, which is the first top 10 matchup of the night and the second to last prelim spot. That should be a decent fight. I don't have a pick for this one. I know Macy Barber a little bit. I think I've watched her fight a couple times, but I don't have anything. I don't have a pick for that one really. And then the feature prelim spot, you have Curtis Blades versus Charlton Almeida, which is gonna have major championship title implications. Charlton Almeida he's more of a natural light heavyweight who honestly moved up to heavyweight. I guess it was an easier run for him with like how his path was. I don't exactly know, but honestly, I think his best shot at the title is at light heavyweight if he cut down to light heavyweight. It's him versus Blades. Blades just got KO'd in his last fight. I don't know if Jalton Almeida will finish him. I think it will be Jalton Almeida by decision, but I don't see Curtis Blades wrestling him. But I could see Curtis Blades maybe getting the KO, but I don't really think that will happen. So I have Jalton Almeida by decision. But if you watched his last fight, Almeida kind of had a boring fight with Lewis where he just got mounted the entire time, but he didn't do anything with it, and it just went on to a decision, and it was just kind of a boring fight, and people wanted to see more out of him. So hopefully he comes to prove more, but I have him by decision. And then here you have the main card. You have the first fight on the main card. You have number 4 Peter Yang versus number 7 Song Yadong. I haven't watched Song Yadong fight too much, but his last fight he beat Chris Gutierrez, and I believe he has a win over Chito Vera earlier in his career, like a little while ago. So Jan's on a 4-fight skid. I think Jan is definitely the more technically better fighter, better skilled. He has that championship pedigree, obviously. I think he's still one of the best fighters in the UFC because you have to think about it. His 4-fight losing streak is an illegal knee to Aljamain Sterling, and then the rematch was a close decision loss to Sterling. Then he had a close decision loss to O'Malley, who's the current champ, and then he had a decision loss to Marab, who's the current number 1 contender. So he's not fought any cans, you know what I mean? So I think he'll get back on track with a decision win over Song Yadong. But don't be surprised because I think this could be a fight of the night contender. Even if there's not a finish, I think uh, both of them could batter each other up. I know Peter Yan's going to be strong with his chin and boxing, and I think this just could be a really great striking match for some fans to check out and could potentially be fight of the night. But that would be one to look out. But I have Peter on by decision in this one. And then here you have a welterweight matchup, which is basically a pick 'em with Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is coming off his loss versus Bilal Muhammad, but he got injured in like the first round of that fight, so we didn't get to see everything. Maddalena, Della Maddalena is he beat Holland in a decision last. Now let's check out his fight history. And so he's not really fought anybody huge yet. Holland was, I think, his first ranked win, if I'm not mistaken, which is a huge win for him, obviously. I think this is a big bump up in competition. I think I have Gilbert Burns by TKO in either the second or third round. I don't see it going to the ground because I think Gilbert Burns will just uh, keep it on the feet, and if it goes to the ground, that's kind of Gilbert Burns' realm. He's one of the best grappling welterweights right now. He's a black belt and he competes in jiu-jitsu regularly. But I see this being a great boxing match on the feet. Maybe a little bit of clinch situations, some takedown shot, but I see it mostly being on the feet with a Gilbert Burns TKO somewhere in the second or third round. Then here in your feature prelim spot or your feature main card spot, your feature bout, whatever you want to call it, you have number 13 Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page, who's making his UFC debut this weekend. He's 21-2 with a ton of finishes. He's a crazy good kickboxer from Bellator. If you watch his highlights, he has crazy, insane finishes. He has crazy power. He showboats a lot though. It'll be interesting to see because he's either 35 or 36 now. And so you just don't know necessarily how it will go. Holland's coming off, I think, his decision loss to, uh, Maddalena. And then he beat Chiesa and Ponzinibbio. It will be a very huge test for Page for sure. They're kind of throwing him to the wolves right away in the UFC, but I think that's something he probably wanted to. And if he wins, he'll be ranked right away. I think Page is one of the best fighters that haven't been in the UFC. He's flashy with his style and everything. I think people will love him immediately if he can come in and get the finish. So I think I have Venom Page by a KO. So probably a kick, but in the first or second, I think I have Venom Page by a KO. And then your second to last, you have your co-main here with Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis, number 3 versus number 12. And this is going to be an interesting fight because Saint-Denis is jumping up huge in this fight, kind of like the Dal Maddalena versus Burns fight. It's that level of jump up almost. Poirier's been around the block. This is like not even close to like not I mean like this is by far the biggest test for Benoit Saint Denis in his career. He's going from uh Bonfim to Saint Denis. I mean or to Moises, Thiago Moises, who's not bad. Fervola, who's pretty decent. And his last loss was a decision loss. So he's not gotten finished in the UFC, it looks like. He finished the Fervola, but I just really think, even though Poirier's coming off that head kick loss, I think he's gonna come and win the decision. But if Saint Denis, because he got his last win by head kick KO, I think Saint Denis could repeat it and get the head kick KO finish on Poirier like he did in his last fight and how Poirier lost. And that would be something to see and be insane. I believe this is a 5 rounder, so that would be insane. Kind of interesting to see how that plays out in relation to that. But I see Poirier taking the decision in this one and just kind of outclassing him and showing him his championship in like not like I guess championship pedigree, but like also just like his experience and that he's been around the block. And then for your last fight of the night, the main event, you have Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Cheeto Vera. There's going to be an interesting fight. I'm not going to say Cheeto Vera doesn't deserve the title fight because I don't think that's true. I think he's a beast and he obviously is good enough to be fighting for the title. I think he's 1-2, he's 4-1 in his last 5. He lost to Sandhagen 2 fights ago. So Sandhagen or Marab should honestly be fighting for the title over him, but he kind of got the shot over them because the whole rematch thing with him beating O'Malley, like I was saying earlier. I think he'll have the capabilities to put O'Malley out by finish if the fight gets to the fourth, maybe fourth, fifth round. But I have Sean O'Malley taking this by decision. I think if there's a finish to be made, it's gonna be by Vera. I don't see Sean O'Malley putting Vera out. He has a strong chin. He'll be able to handle it. But Vera's problem is I think he's gonna end up coming on a little too slow in the first and second round, and he won't be able to come back on the scorecard. So he'll either have to find a finish at the end of the fight, or it will probably go to a decision by O'Malley. And I have a decision by O'Malley. So that's kind of all my fight card picks for UFC 299 in Miami. Um, not for the UFC cards, but for a lot of the fight night cards on Saturdays, I do companion streams where I'm on Twitch playing games and also watching the fights. So I'll leave my Twitch in my description if you guys ever want to check that out. I try streaming most days, at least a couple of hours, just random video games. I'm gonna try to be more active, posting on my YouTube, obviously, and then expect eventually, pretty soon, another video just going over all the upcoming fight night cards. And then when 300's coming up, I'm obviously going to make another video like this, like I did for the last couple pay-per-views. And also, I plan on making another mock draft video soon, and that'll be my third one. And then all the other gaming videos will just kind of come by year. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys appreciate my content, maybe uh, leave a subscribe and then comment what you guys think about these matchups coming up this weekend, and I'll share my thoughts with you guys in the comment section. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.